Welcome back, everybody. We are on update 4.3. We're doing speed run in Dragon 24 and 25. We're using the new AI skill priority system. Now, the skill priority isn't just so you can force Madam Seer to do her A3, decrease defense, decrease attack, force Coldheart to do her A3. It's also to take out abilities that we don't need, to make our runs faster, to make them smoother, take out all these skills that we just see aren't working properly so we can tailor make our team to run smoother, do more damage, and be more consistent. Now, I'm going to show you speed runs going through Dragon 24 and 25, whichever you prefer to do, under a minute with Seer, under 2 minutes with this team right here. Now, the reason why I'm showing you these teams is because I want to show you the AI and that we also don't need fast speeds. We've got a Royal Guard of 151 here. We've got her, Frozen Banshee, in a lifesteal set, 171 speed. She will solo this boss when we get there. And then we've got our Physics to AoE provoke. And let's look at how we set these up. Let's look at how the skill priority, which we're going to use this on Dragon 25. We also have a reflex set on our Armiger to get him going. He beats out Septimus hands down now. It's crazy what he can do compared to Septimus. And we're making sure that our Prince Kymar is the fastest. He can actually be the fastest person on our team now, which makes it so we get to the boss in 11 seconds. Every time to the boss in 11 seconds with Prince Kymar now and your Seer. Any boss at any wave, any stage, any wave, any boss, we're going to be there in 11 seconds. Every single time if you have Prince Kymar. If you have a Renegade is going to take 4 more seconds because we cannot make Renegade the fastest. We have to, there she is, she's right there. Renegade we have to make slower still, slower than everybody else so that on that wave 2 they use a turn, then she decreases their cooldowns by 2 turns and then they're back ready to go because it's a 4-turn cooldown for her to use her ability. So with her, it's getting to the boss then in every single wave, every single dungeon in 16 seconds. All the time. And we get to trim the fat. We get to cut out skills that we don't need to use. So on this team that I'm going to show you right now before we get to the really fast Seer teams, this one right here, we're forcing each of these Royal Guards to always use their takedown. Their AoE damage ability that does damage based off of enemy max HP. We are just forcing them to do that first. Ghostborn, when he's being reset, especially with my Seer comps, he comes into the boss wave and he always wants to do this A2. We've cut that out. Normally he would come into that, he'd be reset, he would come into that boss right when we get to the boss and he would do this AoE heal block. I don't need the AoE heal block. It's not going to help me against that boss, but he does do this A1, single target, 100% chance to apply decreased defense. So not only will we stop him from wasting an ability that we don't need, we are doing an ability now that will do decreased defense and up our damage. Make our runs faster, make them more complete. Physics, we want to make sure that she's always provoking. Normally with her AI, she'll do AoE slow speed on the enemy. Well, we want to AoE provoke first, so we're going to force her to do her AoE provoke. Frozen Banshee, her AI is fine. You're going to see how this all flows, especially in these other teams, so where we've trimmed the fat, we've cut out some moves, and we've made it faster for us. Dragon 24, no matter what, we're still going to beat the dragon once we get there with our Frozen Banshee, and she doesn't even have gloves on. She's at 171 speed, lifesteal set, no gloves. This Royal Guard is actually too fast, the one on the far right. He's at 190 speed because I was messing around with something. Neither one of these Royal Guards are in a Savage set. They're just with critical damage. The one in the middle is the one at 151 speed, that one right there. And we can have both of our Royal Guards at low speeds. As long as we have our Physics at pretty high speeds enough to take care of us, especially coming into this wave 2, right? We need to make sure that she loops back around and gives us the AoE provoke. Because if we don't get this AoE provoke soon, we're in trouble, right? There it goes. We also had turn meter reduction on Royal Guard's A3. All we've done is prioritize that he always does his takedown when it's available. That way it'll do more damage on the boss because Royal Guards before hardly wouldn't do their takedown. Sometimes they would do their takedowns even if I had decreased defense and weaken up. Sometimes they would not do it. So we just want to prioritize to make sure they do that and to make sure that our Physics is always provoking and that our Ghostborn will always do this when he has it available for this team. We're going to do a little more clever stuff when we get into our Seer teams. And then once we get to the boss is gone. The dragon's dead. Frozen Banshee will solo this guy. Decreased defense is up. We got our poisons coming now. We have to get that poison sensitivity up and then she can really fly. She is at 171 speed, so she's a little slow. And if she were to ever get resisted on that poison sensitivity, then we'd have to wait. We've got it up for 3 turns. From now on, it's all her now. Look. She's just going to fly. The speed is going to fly now since there's only 2 people and the dragon's so fast. We're just poison sensitivity, poison, 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 and under 2 minutes. Now, this one looks sketchy, but it works like this every single time once we get to the boss. I've even beat the boss with everybody still alive. I'm not going to re-record for you guys. We're doing this live. We're doing this all live right now. That is the run. That's how it works. You'll have a good time. Under 2 minutes on stage 24 if you want to play a comp like that. Unfortunately, stage 25 is Force Affinity, right? So we're going to have to play a little bit of a different team. Let's go back to 24 in case you're keen on 24. Let's switch out our teams to a Seer team, and we're going to use Armiger. We've got Armiger and a Reflex set, and he's going to blow Septimus away. Like, Septimus can't even hold a candle to what Armiger can do now with Reflex, with reset accessories, and with us going to the stage 25 Dragon. It's insane. So this one is the Frozen Banshee one. Okay, so here we've made sure a few things. We've made sure that we cut out her A2. She doesn't need to do her A2 because her A2 is just going to give us additional damage. We don't need that additional damage. We'd rather have Seer try to come in and do her A1 to try to get an additional turn when we're fighting the boss. We don't need her to do her buff, her increased crit rate, or in her weaken. We do not need that, and we're going to force her to always do her Karma Burn. Ghostborn. Since when Ghostborn zones into the boss again, we got to make sure we take this skill out so he won't use it. So we'll try to get up a decreased defense from his A1. Frozen Banshee we're not going to mess with. Archmage actually does what he's supposed to do. And she is going to reset naturally because she is the slowest. We're going to drop the wave before she gets to take a turn. So with her, Renegade, that's why it's longer to get to the boss. So we should get to the boss 15 seconds. Every single time, every single boss in the game. 15 seconds. And then if we use a Prince Kymar, we're going to get to the boss in 11 seconds. Every single time a boss in 11 seconds. So we have to wait now. With Prince Kymar, it's beautiful now. With Prince Kymar, we do that reset before they take a turn, and it's done. 15 seconds to the boss. There we are. Now, Frozen Banshee will kill the boss on her own. It's good that we have support for a little while. We'll keep everybody alive as long as we can, right? The increased speed is actually a good thing since she's at 171 speed in a lifesteal set. We'll take Archmage. Now, if you want to keep everybody alive a little bit longer, you could bring in Mausoleum Mage. He'll remove these. He'll heal people. He'll give them turn meter increase right now. But for the most part, I don't mind if people die. Let them die a bit. Then we'll have our girl in here putting up all these. There we go. Okay, we got an unlucky stun there. That's fine. The dragon's pretty quick, right? 100 speed. We got up our poison sensitivity. Man, we are getting some unlucky stuns right now. Wow. It looks close. It looks close, doesn't it? Look at that. Look at that time. 58 seconds. 58 seconds, 24. It looked close, but believe me, it's not close because if we go over here to champions and we look at what we're dealing with right now, here's what we've got on her. Where is our Frozen Banshee? She's got no gloves on. She doesn't even have gloves on. If you want a safe run, then you make your Frozen Banshee faster. You make her faster so that she'll put out more damage. She won't get stunned at all like she got stunned. And you're always going to win it. Of course, we have War Master. That's how she's healing back from that lifesteal set. And that is it, guys. Easy as that. I would go HP, mix of HP or defense, either one in these two slots. Speed boots always, accuracy here, and then whatever you want to give her more survivability. She's putting up the poison, she's healing off of War Master procs, and she's gonna beat it for you in under a minute. That's a good team. All right, let's go over to stage 25 now that you've seen both of those and how we're working the AI to be better for us if I can figure out where I'm going in this game. Dragon 25. Okay, so now for 25, all I have are Seer teams. That's it. We've got Seer teams. This is what made it fast. This is what made it 100% consistent. If your Seer is not strong, don't worry. That team had nobody with an HP shield. I'm going to waste some energy really quick to show you, then we're going to jump out. Look, nobody on my team has an HP shield on. Normally, your Renegade or your Prince Kymar or whoever would have the HP shield, or Helmet right here, or your Mausoleum Mage would have an HP shield. That's one more buff for Seer to do. And of course, if you don't have Ghostborn, you might have a Lydia. Lydia is going to give you one extra buff as well because Ghostborn does give us the increased attack and he does AoE decreased defense. So Lydia is going to give you a weaken, decreased defense, and then 2 more buffs to use. So you want to use Mausoleum Mage with Lydia, that way you get more buffs. So if your Seer is not strong, you can make it better. You can make it better by having all these buffs for her to eat and she will take it down if your Seer is not as strong as mine. Of course, as Seer, all you want is critical damage with Seer. As much critical damage as possible. Do not go Helm Smasher. I'm sure you've seen plenty of my videos on this. Never go Helm Smasher with her. Just give her more and more critical damage as much as possible. And if you have a Savage set, then put her in a Savage set. A Savage set with as much critical damage as possible. HP chest piece, and you're fine. All right, let's get over here so I can show you these next runs and what we've done with the AI on stage 25. So stage 25, we're going to go over here and we're going to use Armiger. We are going to use a Bad El Khazar, but we're going to do one without Bad El up. Where's Armiger without Bad El? Where is a team like that? Okay, we'll make a team then. We are going to look at what we've done here. Bad El Khazar, we've made him normal. He's doing the same. Again, we've taken out that ability. Prince Kaimar, we've made it so that with Prince Kaimar, he is the fastest. Now, you need Prince Kaimar faster than everybody, faster than the whole entire team, but you don't need the team very fast at all. We're making sure Prince Kaimar does his A1 in the beginning, and then he's going to do his reset on wave 2. And then Seer, we locked out from her doing her clan banner buffs. And then this guy, right? We had to make Armiger make sure he always does his A2 when it's available. Okay, let's see the magic. Let's see what happens here. Armiger is ridiculous now. Just hands down better than Septimus in this kind of a run. Septimus cannot even compete. Armiger's on a 2-turn cooldown to do this. All right, there we go. We got that reset right away before anybody did a move. We are to the boss in 11 seconds. Every single boss, all the time, 11 seconds. Ice Golem, Fire Knight, we are there in 11 seconds now. It's beautiful. Now, of course, Bad El is going to help us put up some poisons, but really Armiger is going to come in here and do that max damage. Here we go, 4-3-4, max damage. He's also in a reflex set, and he's got reset accessories to not put a skill on cooldown. Did you see that? Something just happened, and there he goes again, 4-3-4. Look at that. Armiger is repeatedly coming in there and doing the max we can do on this boss. When you do damage based off of enemy max HP, 434,000. Septimus has to do that on a 4-turn cooldown because he's capped as well. Can we get under a minute? Boom. There it is. There it is. Armiger is killing it to do a minute runs for you guys in Dragon 25. If you don't have Ghostborn, bring in your Draco, your Venus, your Lydia, whatever you've got to make sure your Seer can hit hard. Bring them in. Put on a shield set on somebody. And then in place of Bad El Khazar, there really aren't a lot of options, but we're going to throw somebody in right now. We are going to throw somebody in because we're not going to leave this video with just Bad El showing you how amazing he is. He increases all of our damage that we do on those waves by 20%. All damage. When there's a poison up on the enemy, Bad El's passive increases all that damage by 20%, which is huge for our Seer not to have to be very strong. That's why I don't have a shield set on anybody. That's why I'm not bringing in Archmage or any of those people. Now, if we go set this up, we're going to have to do it like this. We're going to have to bring in a new team. We're going to go over here and grab whoever we want as lead, grab them first. And it really doesn't matter here. I'm just going to grab a Seer. I'm going to put in a Archmage or Mausoleum Mage, either one. Who are we fighting? We're fighting against Force Affinity. So he'll die quickly, but we might need somebody to keep us alive. So let's go with Mazo. And I think Mazo has a shield set, which will help it if your Seer isn't strong enough. We're going to reset with Renegade this time. Renegade. She is slower, and she is somewhere around here. And then also we're going to bring in our Armiger. I'm pretty sure it's that one. Could we bring in 2 Armigers? We don't have enough damage to get through the waves. If we bring in 2 armor, plus we need AoE decreased defense, right? We've got to bring in somebody to do AoE decreased defense. And I'm going to bring in, if this is Force Affinity, what about, and then we need a reset. Do you think Deacon is going to do well here? I don't know if he's going to do that well. Where's Deacon? Spirit Affinity. Spirit Affinity. Deacon, he should be lead right now for that speed lead, honestly. Deacon we've got, and then we got to bring in, who else did we bring in? This team here. We've got Deacon. A reset. So now we're going to go into skill priority for these. We haven't done anything with them yet. We're going to make sure that she does not use this ability. We don't need it, although we could increase our damage with it a little bit, but honestly, we'll just let her do her A1. Mausoleum Mage's AI is fine. He does what he's supposed to do. Armiger, we got to force him to make sure that he always does this. I didn't mean to hit save. Okay, I'll go back in here. And Deacon's going to do what he's supposed to do. Renegade will reset when she is supposed to reset because she's the slowest. We don't have to mess with her like we do with Prince Kaimar because we're making Prince Kaimar the fastest and getting those faster runs. But unfortunately, we can't work her that way. We can't do Renegade that way because she only does a 2-turn cooldown. She doesn't reset all abilities. I think that's good. Let's run it. Let's see what happens here. Can we stay alive and can we drop these waves? Do we have enough damage with decreased defense up? She's going to force it. Okay, we didn't get it. This is the problem, right? This is why I always run Ghostborn. We did what we were supposed to do. We dropped the waves. We reset our abilities. We're supposed to be resetting right now and getting to the boss within 15 seconds. But whenever you get resisted, which you shouldn't be, I mean, you've only got a 3% chance to miss once you have a certain amount of accuracy. It's pretty annoying. Let's see if we have the backup when we have the Do we have the staying power to get past this right now? I think we might be able to. But of course, it's going to be a longer run, and this is going to happen with you. This will, in fact, happen with you, and we're forcing the game now to do things that they wouldn't otherwise do. Normally, Seer would have waited till she had buffs up to do that karma burn. She didn't because we're forcing her to do it, and it's all because we missed those decreased defense on that wave 1. That's why you use Ghostborn. So we're here much longer now. We should have beat this in a reasonable time. I would say we should have beat this in a minute and 20 seconds, a minute and 25 compared to having the Bad Alcazar and all the rest of that fancy stuff. But we'll run it again. We'll see what we can get here. There we go. Look at that damage. Look at that Armiger. And then he's going to help keep us alive, right? Our Mausoleum Mage is going to help keep us alive through this. Armiger is still tearing it up. There goes Mazo. Mazo's clearing, giving us heals. Turn meter increase. Go, Armiger. Get him. Hopefully we've got the right Armiger, but we're missing 20% additional damage from Bad L as well. That's why he's not always hitting that max amount. He just hit for 420,000 instead of 434,000, but it's good enough, right? It's enough damage. It's on a 2-turn cooldown. We can make it through here. There it goes again. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. We've got a leech up. That'll help somebody out here. We're going to get hit hard in a minute. And we are through at 2 minutes and 4 seconds. But no legendaries, and we can make it much faster. We can make it much faster. We just got to make sure that we get that decreased defense across the board. Let's look at his accuracy to make sure he's okay. 342 accuracy. All we need is 210, 220 tops to get through here. So right now we're at that 3%. 3% to lot land a debuff. Can we get it this time? Everybody. Everybody. Got it. There we go. We're going to reset here in just a minute. Come on, Renegade. Do your thing. Shields up. Decreased defense on everyone. We are off. Would have been 15 seconds to the boss, and then we would have had a fast run without Ghostborn. But you see how much I love Ghostborn now. We've used Ghostborn for quite a long time in our Spider 20 runs because it just makes everything 100% consistent. I use Ghostborn right now in my runs going through Fire Knight as well because I just don't want failures, and I want it to run exactly how we plan it out to run. So if you have a Ghostborn, I hope you're using him. If not, anybody who does AoE decreased defense will work. Obviously, Lydia is going to be your best bet. Lydia and Seer go together. They're like the best combo in the game. So use your Lydia, use your Seer, bring in your Renegade, bring in your Kymar, bring in your Armiger, and then your Mausoleum Mage or whatever else you need to get some more damage done. But this is no legendary. I mean, that's pretty damn good. No legendary team. We'll go look at the speeds of Mausoleum Mage. We'll go look at the Renegades at like 160. The Renegade's pretty low. The Armstrong might be at 220 speed. Mausoleum Mage and our Armstrong go before our Seer. We'd have our Seer go, and then after our Seer, we'd have the reset and we'd have Armiger go after Seer, and then our reset. That way, if there was one person we needed to pick up, Armiger could pick it up by going after Seer, and then she'll reset. Our Renegade will reset on the second wave. Now, if we have Prince Kymar in here, like I said, Prince Kymar would be the fastest over everyone, and we'd set him up to where he only does his A1, and then he's going to reset on that wave 2 immediately when our turn starts. And then they're going to drop the wave right away. So again, we got here in less than 2 minutes. Okay, less than 2 minutes, not that bad. Armiger's just killing it. He is just lighting it up. Okay, let's look at what we've got for Armiger for our... What was the other one? We were bringing in a Spirit Champion. This is Deacon right now. He is at 227. Just whoever you have for AoE decreased defense. We had our Royal Guards, which you saw earlier. Look, they're in a 190. Okay, that one I was using for something different, but this one is at 151. Not a Savage set. Whatever you can put on him. Slow speeds. Slow speed is what it's about now that we can mess with their AI and make it easier for us to get through there, and they'll do the moves we need them to do. So we can get slower speeds, especially for Spider. Man, when you see our Spider video, slow speeds are it. Much easier to get through there. We have a... What was the other one? Renegade? What did that Renegade go to? Renegade, where are you? There. So this Renegade has no boots on. She's at 143 speed. That is the Renegade we were using to get through there. No boots, 143 speed. You already saw the Frozen Banshee. No gloves, 171 speed. You saw how she works. And then we had, what else? Oh, these guys, right? So this is the Armiger I was originally trying out with. I was trying to get as much damage as possible to make sure we could do enough damage to cap out on 10% of enemy max HP. Well, I didn't need all this damage. We didn't need all this, and we wanted to try a reflex set because we have a 40% chance to lower a random skill cooldown. He's only got one other skill, so we're going to lower this one. It's on a 2-turn cooldown. We're going to get some more hits in there. And then if you have accessories like these to not put a skill on cooldown, we're going to get even more of those big hits. So he can hit for 434,000 pretty easily. What I've got on him is critical damage, defense, speed boots, defense, critical damage, and defense again. Defense and speed. And then, of course, you want substats, right? But you don't want him fast. You want him underneath your Seer. So whatever your Seer speed is, 150 Seer speed, make sure this guy is right under 150. Make sure your Renegade then is right under that. If you're doing Prince Chimer, make sure he's the fastest over everybody. I think you get the idea. Pretty easy stuff. The AI is amazing. Make your teams. Good luck, everybody out there. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your time. I will see you all in a video soon.